Hey, what's up, everybody? This is KG from Jaw 7. Welcome to a brand new episode. And today's episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about the past weekend league challenges, recapping the RGV, and talk about a little bit about PokeFest and the winner and the deck selections and just some of the gameplays there that I was able to judge, helping out Horacio. So I hope everyone had a great weekend and the past couple of weeks. I know it's summer right now, so everyone, those of you in the teaching or off season as far as Pokemon or being a teacher, you're enjoying your summer, and we hope you do. And those of you still slaying the dragon and working during the week, I know it's Monday right now and we got the Monday blues, but hopefully my podcast is being played in the background as you're working and grinding and hustling and making those sales. Speaking of sales, I know everyone had a good day at Pokemon Fest, the PokeFest actually, this past weekend on Sunday at the McAllen Convention Center. So it's great to see everyone there, all the vendors, Pat, Merced, Stronghold, Pocket, Leo, Cascade, Anthony. It's good to see everyone out there, all the TCG enthusiasts making a scene there. And of course, all the other vendors, selling the popcorn, the donuts, powdered donuts, and all the snacks and all the swag. Shout out to Victor and his wonderful girl as well, being out there in the vendor scene. Of course, they had a raffle. I had to be in the raffle. Did I win it? Of course not. But according to Victor, it was rigged. So, hey, that's all right. It's always a rigged system, right? Especially when we play those card games. My prizes, they were rigged. Oh, but remember, you're the one that asked your opponent to cut it or stacked it. So anyways, so I hope everyone had a great weekend of TCG playing Pokemon, especially in the RGV. As you know, the season for the 2024 and 2025 season has started for Pokemon TCG in July. I was very excited that we were able to get that up and going again. I know last year Pokemon was kind of conditioning the crowd because they made an early announcement about the League Cups last year about, hey, local scenes coming back and whatnot. And usually, according to my sources, and even when I played, the season as far as local city championships, which are now called League Cups or League Challenges, they used to be around September, October. But it was cool. It's cool that Pokemon decided to just keep the consistency and allow the stores to have their League Challenges and League Cups pretty much starting in July. Because I know last year we did it. It was pretty cool. We got out-of-towners out of the scene, Austin, San Antonio, Corpus, Laredo. So I think with these upcoming League Cups in 2 weeks, Saturday at Stronghold Games, Sunday at Kaboom, I feel that we'll get a big scene from the out-of-towners coming in, which is good because I think we need to benchmark the RGV and the player to see how fair they're going to do. So, yeah, and if you don't know any idea what I'm talking about as far as League Cups or League Challenges, Play Pokemon has events that allow the players to compete, sanctioned events at the stores to acquire championship points if you place high enough, and those points accumulate over the year. And if you get enough points, you get something called the Holy Grail, which is known as the World's Invite. And the World Tournament is only for people that have earned the right to be at the tournament, getting a certain amount of championship points. As you may know, it did change this upcoming season compared to last season. Last season, you were in the Masters division. And of course, it's broken up in divisions. You have Masters, Juniors, and Seniors. But in the Masters division, you need to accumulate 600 points. Now, I'm actually happy to say that Joshua Quevedo got his World Invite in his division. He wasn't in the Masters. He was in the Senior division. But, hey, an invite is still an invite. So I know he's fundraising right now to go to Hawaii. That's where the World Tournament is at in August, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to come up sooner than we think. So with that being said, League Cups and League Challenges for the 24-25 season start in July. So this past weekend, we had some League Challenges. Actually, 2 weeks ago, we had the first League Challenge at Kaboom. That's when I judged that as NTO'd. So we're just going to talk about some of the winners and their deck choices and whatnot. But I know at Kaboom, it was the first League Challenge. It was pretty cool to have 39 people. We were shooting for 45, but hey, it's all right. Those of you that didn't go, we'll get to 45 next time. And so I want to congratulate Alejandra for winning the first League Challenge of the season in the RGV with Block Snorlax. Took a tie with Dylan playing Guardy, and then I believe, beat Cesar. I think Cesar was playing Lugia as well. And and Alejandra got Adrian at the end, and I believe Alejandra took that win. So Alejandra took first place, got 15 points, and got a lot of packs from Kaboom. So shout out to Alejandro for taking the first League Challenge. That was 2 weeks ago. And then fast forward to this past weekend, the Pocket had their first League Challenge of the season over there at Leo Salinas's place. And so I went, of course, to play. Went 1-2 drop, but that's okay, you know. Was rocking with the Lost Box here, with the Lost Box. It was Lost Box Teddy Bear. It's the Blood Moon Ursaluna, and Iron Thorns EX. I'm a big fan of Iron Thorns EX because I was telling a lot of people, especially the OGs, that Iron Thorns EX reminds me of the old Eviltal EX. And Eviltal had 2 attacks, Evil Ball and then White Cyclone. For a colorless, double colorless, 1 dark White Cyclone, you do 90 and you can move 1 energy to your bench. So Iron Thorns kind of does that, but the only thing is Iron Thorns is a little bit better because it suppresses the abilities of Roblox or ability Pokemon. Not sure about the Roblox actually. It's been a while since I read the card, but it does shut down V's and EX's abilities. Not baby Pokemon, so you know, Monkey Dory still has his ability and whatnot. Frostlass, Bibarel. So yeah, I like Iron Thorns a lot EX. So I think it runs well in Lost Box because you can rotate the energy to Sableye, to Greninja. It just sets up a lot of good plays. So I tried Lost Box, knowing that I could lose against Guardy because of Flutter Mane, but I think I could play around. I know Billy keeps on telling me to watch the NIC Championship Finals, you know, and I was like, yeah, I will get there eventually. So whatnot. So. I believe that's a good matchup from what I hear around the first set or the first round. Not the first round, but you know what I mean, the first match. So yeah, so I went 1-2 at the Pocket, but I believe Sessa took that win there because I left a little to get back to Brownsville, long drive from Mission. But I believe Sessa took it there. I thought Dylan would have taken it, or Alejandra, because they were doing pretty good. But, you know, I guess Sessa got really mad and said, okay, I'm done with this whole Snorlax hype. It is a winnable matchup, and so Sessa got mad, you know, and he won. So congrats for Sessa taking the League Challenge at the Pocket. And then we fast forward to Saturday. Moonblast had their League Challenge. And so when I got there, I kind of scanned the field, and I saw very little Zard players or possible Zard players. So I made the decision to play Miraidon. But of course, if you ask Billy, you know, Billy wanted to play Lost Box. He's cooking with the Lost Box, and I won't say what he's playing, but he needs some Pokestops. So I gave him my Pokestops, which is funny. I gave him 2, and I thought I had 3, and I did have 3, but one of them's with the Chimpow deck, but because the Lost Box version I'm running runs 2, I guess. So I did have 3, Billy. Sorry, I'll give that to you later. So. But yeah, so Billy, I gave him the Pokestops, and because of that, I was like, well, I guess I'm playing Miraidon now. So it was 5 rounds, and you know, typically if Miraidon pops off, you know, you're getting a lunch early, you're getting your wins early, and then you can just scan the field. So of course, my first round was Alejandra, and I was looking forward to it because I wanted to see, okay, you know, how high the skill cap was and whatnot, and just excited to see some of these newer players kind of get into the competitive scene or play better decks, more meta decks. So, and yeah, so pretty much me playing Rhydon, I played Block Snorlax before. I actually told Alejandro that he's the first Block Snorlax player I played at a sanctioned event. He mentioned Joel, but the thing is, like with Joel, I only play against him like in testing. But and then like at regionals, I played Block Snorlax against it, so never at the local scene. So it's cool playing it. Of course, I took the win against Alejandra, and I took the prizes. I put the pressure on really early. He didn't have a great start, so he had to put the Chi-Yu to avoid the Donk. So I took my pathway was Chi-Yu, and then I killed the Rotom V, and then I just killed a Snorlax, and then I killed I believe his I don't know, it's the Ogerpon, but the fighting version, that Wall's ability. So he put that down. So I made it harder on myself playing the 7 prize game, but you know, I had Raichu available, so I was able to gust and get the boss's orders, the fighting Ogerpon, and take the last prize. So and then from there on out, you know, I played just pretty much I played Emilio, I played Angel, I played Adrian, and yeah, I just pretty much for the most part donked them. or they didn't have a strong start. So, I played an Ancient Box player as well. Don't remember his name. I apologize. I know he's been consistently showing up the pocket and Kaboom a lot. He's got a crowd over there, a crew over there as well. So I will say the feel bad for him is that when I played against him, he was running Ancient Box, which, the capsules give extra health. And it was just unfortunate that, it was fortunate for me, but just unfortunate for him because all 4 of his capsules were priced. And so, because of that, I was able to double Zapdos Iron Hands to 140 easily with no capsule pressure or two-shotting. So he was really at a disadvantage, and just simply nature of the game, right? And so that was probably the only one that kind of felt bad for. Everyone else, it's kind of just standard, okay, pop off, and I hit my generators and hit them right on 220 and whatnot. And so, got a clean sweep 5-0 at the Moonblast and took the league challenge there. So shout out to Moonblast for hosting and for accommodating the players and whatnot. So that was Saturday. So we recap. Oh, and then Saturday as well, Brownsville Cascade was hosting their league challenge. And I can confirm that Jesus Gonzalez did take it. And I believe he was running Gardevoir, but a very interesting Gardevoir because from my sources, Oziel, I had been informed that he was running 3 Fluttermane, which is, Fluttermane is quite annoying, And those of you out there playing against the Guardy, I know it can be an intimidating matchup, but it's just like Lock Snorlax. You just have to learn the matchup and you'll see good results. And what I mean by that is a lot of people forget that Fluttermane and Klefki, they have different abilities. In other words, you probably should read the card. But and I could be wrong, but for what I understand, Klefki, locks all your abilities on your side. However, evolutions can still get their abilities, okay? And I'll double check that. But Fluttermane only locks out the active as far as abilities. So sometimes we just we empower the card. Sometimes we empower cards way too much, and we think they're stronger than what it is. But if you just read the card, you'd be surprised that it's just, okay, I can work around this. But yeah, I would double check your Klefki ability and your Fluttermane. Now, I haven't played Guardian forever, actually, since last season when I won the cup with it, and the deck has changed. It's not as strong as it used to, but still really good and consistent when it wants to be. Dylan will kind of one round it's not consistent, but inside joke there. So yeah, just make sure you read Klefki and Fluttermane because it doesn't do exactly what you think it is. It's very minimum if you can get around it. Okay, so but yeah, with the Guardy matchup, I heard Jesus played it. I'm sure he did well with it. And I know Jesus and Tony got a little rivalry going on because every time I see them play a Cascade or the local scene, it's either Tony on top, first place, and Jesus, or vice versa. So it's pretty cool to see somebody from Harlingen come in and try to take first, and then Brownsville defending the honor with Jesus. So yeah, and just a little, a little history about Jesus Gonzalez is that when he came into the game, he played, grinded it out with Oziel and the Brownsville crew, and then he kind of took some time off. He just kind of just left to go do some other things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's kind of my point. I took some time off too, in June and whatnot, to work on myself. And, it's cool that Jesus came back and now he's playing better than ever, and I'm not saying you should take some time off, but it does help, to get away, take a step back and just kind of okay, what am I doing wrong and whatnot. And so shout out to Jesus for improving gameplay. And there's a lot of new people in the TCG scene. And what's cool is that, for example, the Pocket crew and some of the McAllen crew and Brownsville crew, those kind of crews, I kind of label them as post-pandemic players that's come into the scene. Now we're seeing a younger crowd that's fairly new coming in to the scene, and then they're kind of mixing with the older crowd. And so we have more players. So it's pretty cool to see that, and they're being more consistent too. So I want to shout out to everyone that's new to the TCG scene. You're in good hands because, there's a lot of players that are very passionate about the game, that want to get better, that do travel to some regionals and regional competitions and national competitions and league cups and league challenges. So those of you that are new to my channel or that are just coming into the scene, I hope you stick around and you just get better at the game. And feel free to ask and just chit chat with us if you have any questions. Get to know us, because a lot of us do want to see you get better in the RGV. It's been probably, since 2016 when Marcos Garcia. We haven't anyone really get up there quite a while. But I think it's time. I think it's a long time coming that we can. But yeah. So with that being said, congrats to Jesus Gonzalez winning that league challenge in Brownsville. So just to kind of recap, Kaboom League Challenge, we had Alejandra. Friday's League Challenge, we had Cesar. And then Saturday's double League Challenge, Moonblast, myself. And then we had Jesus at Cascade. So that's 4 League Challenges. And if you haven't noticed, that's 4 different players winning. Not always the same player. So interesting to see that the RGV has kind of stepped up on their gameplay, And the true test will be in 2 weeks. And you'll see why. But now, just to kind of give you some more info, is there any more league challenges left for the month? Yes, there is. There's one more this Wednesday, the 17th of July at HTS. I believe it's their first league challenge entirely. I believe they had league challenges last year. I guess they just never bothered with it, or maybe just didn't have the time, which is understandable. Shop owners, they have to cater to a lot of card games and to inventory and ship orders. And pretty much if you ask a shop owner, there's never enough time in the day. Trust me. So, with that being said, it's HTS's first league challenge, and hopefully later down the road they'll get league cups, which is a big plus for Brownsville for it being a big city and having a nice TCG crowd. So if you're interested in participating in the league challenge and you're more on the Mercedes, Westlaco, Harlingen area, Brownsville, I highly encourage you to go check out their shop. I believe the tournament's going to start at 7:30. I would call just in case. And hopefully see you there Wednesday. And then, let's see, any more league challenges? Yes, of course. On the 20th, I believe, which is this Saturday, Stronghold Games will have their league challenge as well. And so I believe that'll be the last league challenge before the following weekend. And the following weekend will be Kaboom and Stronghold with their league cups. And I can assure you that because it's summer, I promise you there will be out-of-towners showing up, especially that's a new season. People are off for the summer, no college going on, school teachers, whatnot, for the older crowd. So expect some out-of-towners from Laredo, Corpus, whatnot. I expect Dustin Hatcher to be there. San Antonio, maybe Alex Espinosa in the crowd will be there. I know they just had their League Cups this past weekend, So expect a big crowd in 2 weeks and be ready to play some very critical games. And these 2 weeks, I highly encourage the RGV to really get some practice in. I know we're all hyped up for tournament play for the $5 or the $10, but I assure you, you're going to get better if you test after the tournament or find some time during the week. I know the shops have to, I know at the end of the day, it's a business. So I know they're not simply going to say, hey, come on over, play at my shop, and then no tournament. That's their livelihood. So it's understandable why they need to have their $5 tournaments and whatnot. But I highly encourage you to, after the tournament, stay, play a couple games, it never hurts because you can learn something from it. I know in tournament play, you learn something, but, you're not going to be probably playing the same decks all the time. As opposed to testing, I guess what I'm trying to say is one game, one round is not gonna. You're not gonna learn the Guardy matchup in one round. You have to play at least Guardy thousands of times before you understand which pathway you have to take and which play do you see. Ultimately, you want to play against the decks enough that you know what they're gonna do, so you can anticipate it and see it and whatnot. And then every now and then, they have the one alternate card that they change on you. For example, Thornton or whatnot. But again, for the most part, I rest assure you that I encourage everyone that you should be testing if you want to do well at the League Cup. Your goal is you want to win a League Cup. That's your goal locally. I know it could be top 8, but if you shoot for top 8, then you're not going to get top 8. Your goal is you want to win the League Cup. And honestly, to some local players, that's probably a low goal, you're really competitive and you really want to go out there, then you should be telling you, okay, I want to win a regional. And then from there, you'll, hey, I got top 64. Hey, I got top 8, But I can assure you that in 2 weeks, we're going to have some high level players come in the Valley. And if you ever play them, you'll see a difference of how they play. Very, very business, very professional, and just, okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, pass. And you're like, oh, okay, It's a little bit of mind games too, but again, this speech is only for those that are really into the competitive scene. If you like Pokemon because you like Pokemon and you have your favorite deck, Greninja, whatnot, then hey, more power to you. But if you really are serious and making a run or doing better, then I really suggest you do more testing. And I get it. We have online TCG Live, but it's different compared to like face to face, especially when you're like, you're touching the cards and whatnot. It's different. I can tell you that much. So with that being said, the League Cups, the first RGV League Cups are in 2 weeks. And then in August, I believe Pocket has their League Cup at the beginning of the month. I'm not sure about the date. And then at the end of the month, I believe Moonblast has their League Cup as well. And and then we'll go into the new set in September. Also, I want to say I'm going to spend a little bit of time. I didn't forget it. Just wanted to spend a little bit of time on PokeFest. I know a lot of people were at PokeFest, and I know some of you had the chance to play at the 24-man cap Stronghold tournament, case tournament that they had. I know I saw a lot of you there that didn't get a chance to play. But it was good to see you there anyways. I know some of you were not aware that there were signups and whatnot, and simply I know nobody's fault. It's just people work, and sometimes you're gonna miss that Facebook post and whatnot, and so. But don't worry. I mean, just one tournament. There's gonna be plenty more, and so shout out to all those that went to support, and those of you that played, and then special congratulations to the winner. Of course, the top 8, but we got to give him his due respect. But congratulations to I was actually gonna say Uziel. My bad. I won't edit this. So I was gonna say Uziel. I don't know why. I guess because I just talked to him a little while ago about the deck that Jesus played. But congratulations to Uriel Alfado for winning the PokeFest 24-man tournament, and he won it with Raging Bolt. Went undefeated too. He decided to go 5-0. And congratulations to him. He won pretty much 3 booster boxes of Twilight Masquerade. So I know he's got a family and he's got a daughter, Olivia. So I'm sure Olivia is very happy to see Daddy come home with, a lot of Pokemon packs. And just for the news, I don't know. I may have given Uria the mojo because, or the luck, because after I won Moonblast, if you know me by now, and you can ask Rick and Blair, usually, or Xavier, I usually, when I win the packs, I don't really open them because I already have what I need. So I'll usually give the packs to a junior or a senior that was there and kind of just stuck through the whole tournament. So in that case, I gave, at Moonblast, I gave my packs to Olivia, Uriel's daughter. And, she was very happy to receive them. And I don't know, maybe just that luck just passed on to Uriel, and he just like destroyed everyone at PokeFest, went 5-0. And, he didn't like just play anybody. He played some pretty good players. And he played players from different parts of the Valley. I know he played Daniel Casas from Brownsville. And he played Dylan. And he played some other players. So, going 5-0 with Raging Bolt, hey, it's a deck, that's for sure. So, I played against Raging Bolt with Miraidon, and Raging Bolt's pretty fast. It can just destroy you, and it's got the answers for, if you play it smart, it's got the answers for stall and control. So I'm very happy for Uriel for winning a tournament. I'm not sure if this is his first tournament. I think it is. This is his first tournament won. I know he's made Top Cup before, but just a little history about Uriel. I first played him at Roots Cafe almost a year ago. I believe Root had I think it was like Root's first tournament, and so first round I played against Uriel. It was a box tournament, and really nice guy. He I believe he just moved from Houston a while back. I think him and his wife work in Houston, I think his wife, and then he was playing just a hodgepodge deck, right? And he's got a Yu-Gi-Oh background, and I think at the time I was playing, I was playing Lugia at the time. It was the Lugia Tyranitar version, the strong energy and whatnot. So, I remember taking that tournament, but Uriel has come a long way, and he stuck it out with the TCG community. So it's just cool to see his growth, and then he hopped on Tinglu for quite a while. That was pretty cool, playing those Tinglu mirrors. And then eventually, he's playing meta decks and just now winning a tournament. And that's what I like to see. I like to see people that just start the game, get into it, invest into it, get better at it, and then just like one day pop off. And that was at PokeFest for Uriel. So congratulations to Uriel Alfaro for popping off, going 5-0. And congratulations to everyone else that made top 8 as well. Just to go show you like how much people like the card game. Those people, there's a handful of people that once after PokeFest, they went to Kaboom and played, and that just goes to show how much like the RGV loves to play TCG in general or Pokemon. So shout out to everyone that went to PokeFest, all the vendors. It was a great experience. Now it's over, and now we look forward to the next thing. Onward, pretty much. So now we're gonna go. Let's see. We talked about the winners of the League Challenge. We talked about PokeFest. Let's see what else. Yeah, I guess the last thing I was going to talk about, pretty much to wrap it up, is pretty much the community itself. And I know I've been talking to Billy and Joel and whatnot, and I just like to say that it's, as far as the TCG scene for Pokemon, I'm very happy that the scene has grown a lot, and especially post-pandemic. Post-pandemic, it was maybe 12 to 16 people, right? And now it's like in one area, pretty much. Now it's like, okay, it's like RGV worldwide, not worldwide, but you get what I mean. RGV, from Brownsville to Rio Grande City, Mission, and now like almost every city for the most part has at least 10 to 20 people that just come in, and maybe they're not serious about the card game, but they love Pokemon enough that playing a card game, gets them interested. So I'm just very happy to see that, and just very happy to be part of a community that is pretty chill, and And with that being said, I wanted to kind of just say that for those of you that don't have a community yet in your area or in your city, I know in the RGV we don't have, we have some card shops that are trying really, really hard to get a community, and they keep posting and they hope that someone's going to show up and whatnot. And I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, I know we use Facebook, sometimes we use YouTube, but if you want my honest opinion, as a card shop enthusiast, I'm not a card shop owner, but for those of you that are card shop owners or managers, I understand that at the end of the day, work's got to get done, money's got to be made, business is business. I understand that, but you're gonna have to try just a little bit harder as far as public relations go to get a community. First of all, if you're doing the whole, hey, here's pizza, a free booster box, hey, if you do all that, especially the Pokemon community, honestly, I kind of feel like, I just kind of feel like, okay, sure, it just sounds very desperate, in my opinion. But I kind of feel like if you took the time to just know the community a little bit better, learn names, okay, fine. If you're super busy, fine. Then find one player at your local card shop, make them wear your shirt, whatever it is, and then send them to send them to tournaments, and then have them chat it up. And then where are you from? Oh, I play at this card shop. And okay, cool. And yeah, we got a big tournament coming up, and love to see you there. And yeah, and that's it. That's really all it takes, but me just seeing some of these shops, they're relentless and posting the same cookie cutter post, and they're shocked that they get the same results. That's called insanity, and you can hear the passion right now, because I want everyone to be successful, but I just keep on seeing the same thing, and the cookie cutter post on the cookie cutter Facebook, and then you're going to get the cookie cutter results, which is nobody or 4 people. You got to change it up. You got to find somebody else. If you don't feel it, if you don't feel the energy, if you don't feel as excited, then that's fine. Find somebody else. There's no shame in that. Find a new judge, find a new TO, find a new player that likes the card game, somebody that has good PR skills. But at the end of the day, it just amazes me that some people, as far as I understand they got their thing going, and again, I know business is business. I understand that. So maybe they don't have the time, but all it takes is a minute or two just to find somebody, and hey man, can you go play at this shop? And hey, can you go play? And and then people start to take notice. Oh, okay, cool. And then 1 becomes 3, and 3 becomes 6, and then you have a team representing your shop, and then your fruits come to labor, and then you be a force to be reckoned with. But if you're just gonna try to saturate what's already out there, I mean, you're never gonna get anything. I hate to and that's not that's an opinion, but at the same time, facts don't lie. That they don't, and pretty much from what I see, So if you're new to the TCG scene, or if you're new to the Pokemon community, and you want a community and you want all these events, don't give up. But definitely take a step back and rethink about how you want to approach things. Because I can assure you that the players are out there. Trust me, Pokemon is very popular, but it's pretty much how are you going to pretty much reel them in, and it's not hard. But I can tell you the whole free this, free that. I mean, that'll work, but you're never gonna see them again. You have to get to know them, play against them, talk strategy about them, just kind of develop a rapport with the community. Pretty much that's my TED Talk for that. And at any given point you want to talk to me about TCG, or pretty much how to incorporate a community, or build one up from the ground zero, give me a holler and I'll definitely help you out. So with that being said, just going to go ahead and have closing thoughts. I think league challenges are going great right now. I think right now the Pokemon community is pretty healthy where they're at. Could there be more? Definitely. I think every city can definitely have a Pokemon community in the TCG scene. We just got to find them, guys. Just got to find them. And, we just got to recruit, got to promote, especially juniors and seniors. I definitely know the kids are out there. Let's get them in the pre-releases. And let's just pretty much nerd it out with the Pokemon. So with that being said, this is KG from Jaw 7. I hope everyone has a good week, good work week. And, we'll see you this weekend or at HTS. This is KG signing off. See ya.